Hey, hello and welcome, in fact, a very warm welcome to the Charlie Marx Show. I'm Charlie Marx and I identify as a millionaire handsome 23-year-old. Well, if they can believe a talking cat, they can believe my made-up identity. It's been a good week for the roses, even though they're not due to bloom until spring. However, it's not been a good year for all the prophets who said that the world would end in 2001. Well, we can all hope it happens soon for them. If you're enjoying another show, then please pretend that it is the Charlie Marx Show and subscribe to me instead. Also hit the bell as it's that way inclined. So, how many resolutions have you broken so far? Me? I never made any, because it's far too much pressure. But instead I decided that if I didn't kill anyone this year, I'll be doing alright. So much to get through, but first let's find out exactly what happens when our super duper paranormal investigator investigates a haunted location nearby. Ooh. Thank you, Charlie. I'm here in the most haunted location in the UK. So far, our team have been here for 2 weeks and amazingly, nothing has happened. Wait, did you hear that? Sounded like a camera operator is feeling the effects from a takeaway curry he had last night. Legend has it that during the civil unrest of 1846, a monk was hung on these very premises for the crimes of wearing socks with his sandals. The king had previously discouraged this, but when the monk refused to follow the king's fashion advice, he was sentenced to absolute death, followed by a lengthy stay at the Tower. Some historians dispute this reasoning, saying that perhaps the monk, having slept with the Queen, may have brought along his demise. But like I said, this is up for debate. Shh! Wait a minute. What was that? What was that? Maybe even a... No, sorry, it was nothing. No. Okay. I thought we might have had something there. Sorry. No, it's nothing. Nothing. Okay. Many people who come to stay at this location say that they can still hear the moaning monk as he walks the grounds, moaning about those who sentenced him to death before he had a chance to finish watching Stranger Things on Netflix. It's important to stress that... Sorry, what was that? Yvette Fielding? Well, tell her there's no jobs going. Sorry folks, where was I? Oh yes, it's important to stress that if you come here or indeed do any kind of paranormal investigating, it's to always make sure you have the right equipment. When our team... What was that? Nothing? Okay. When our team go to any paranormal investigation, we carry with us some very high-tech equipment. Now, if you're getting started or you're doing ghost hunting as a hobby, you might not be able to afford the professional high-tech stuff we have, but you could still go out with a tape recorder or a cheap video camera. Now, don't take any lights with you, as we all know that ghosts have specific rules, and if you want to catch a ghost, then you have to follow these rules. For example, ghosts are always busy during the day, so you will only see them at night. Secondly, ghosts much prefer to be sighted if you're using a very low-grade video camera, and preferably one that has night shot. It appears that ghosts like to be seen in green. Lastly, make sure the person doing the video capture is the least likely out of your group who can hold a camera steady. What was that? Nothing? Okay. Now, when our team go out to try and capture sightings, we tend to use specialised equipment like the X10500 series thermos, as it keeps your tomato soup very hot. Secondly, and most importantly, we always, and this is key, we always have our phones fully charged before we start. Because when you're wasting your time sitting in a freezing empty building with absolutely no signs of anything, you'll want to catch up on the latest Charlie Marx show. What was that? I heard something there. Something tapped me in the... That was nothing. Okay, we'll still be here in another couple of weeks, so see you then. What did you think of that, Alice? Exactly. Thank you for that fascinating insight into... Wait, did you hear that? Nothing. Exactly. Now it's time to get the latest fake news from around the world and beyond with CM News. Good evening and welcome to CM News with me, Jane Fonda. Tonight's top story. George Smith from Preston, purported to be the unluckiest man alive, has won the Euro Millions, said to be worth an estimated £126 million. Sadly, this was only an estimation, with the actual amount being £5.35. Censors have become involved with a new production of a movie titled How the Labour Party Saved the World. The filmmakers have been ordered to edit the film, starting with taking out the titles at the beginning which read, "This is a true story." Some local news now. My wife has stopped divorce proceedings, meaning she cannot get access to my pension. She has been commented to as saying that if I invite Derren Brown round for dinner again, she will kill me. Scotland is set to host the next Eurovision Song Contest after the producers of the show got drunk in a karaoke bar in Glasgow. Once the show is recorded, the producer's family are to be released. And finally, the engagement of Derren Brown to my wife took place yesterday. The owner of the pub where the party was being held spoke to Derren and ended up giving him the venue for free. And that was the latest news. This is Jane Fonda for CM News. Good night. Thank you, Jane Fonda, and I look forward to your new workout video. More from the CM Newsroom next time. But now it's time for more reviews on latest albums with latest album reviews. Hi, this is probably going to be the last album review done for a while now, because I've not been getting the albums in as much. But I got sent this one by a very well respected producer, and I was quite shocked. This is from Phil Spector, and he sent it to me from jail, which was very unusual. Anyway, it's by the New Maniacs, and it's called Three Horsemen and a Half-Breed of the Apocalypse. So the New Maniacs are a good band. They've been around for quite some time, with BJ there in the orange shirt, and Kimbo the white shirt, El Musco on the bike, and Nigel Fridge DJ at the back. Now, this album itself is, it's probably one of the best, I would say. Like, they've been around for a long time, but this is their best album to date. It only has 2 songs in it, which you might feel a bit cheated. I don't know, and the songs are only 30 seconds long each. But what I think they're trying to do here with this particular thing is make you yearn for more, you know. But it took them 6.5 years to record both of these songs, and they said they still weren't happy with them once they'd been done. But by then, the record company wanted the album out, and that was it. You know, they'd paid for studio time for 6.5 years, and you know, millions had been made into this, and So so the New Maniacs released the album, and it was something that everybody, it just blew up, especially the song Dynamite. So, I recommend that you get this album because it's an album that, it's only a minute long, the whole thing together, but it's a minute of genius, with BJ on the guitar, and the microwave. He plays the microwave as well, which was, I didn't even know you could use it in an album. Kimbo helped, he co-produced the album. He says that he's in charge of the album, and anyone that says different will be executed, which is quite strong, but he had a passion for the music. So get this album. It's only a minute long. It comes in at £129, but it's well worth it. And if you pay an extra £62.99, I believe, you get the record with it. So what can I say? It's you will absolutely love it. Back to the studio. Egads! Amazing! Now it's time for our resident artist, Rolf Harrison, to amaze us with his artistry and on being still employed by the BBC, seeing as he worked there in the 70s. Wow! Good old BBC.
G'day kids, today we're going to draw some pictures. Now, I want you to try and guess what I'm going to draw. Okay, so here we go. Now try and keep up, kiddies. Right, so, yeah. Da, da, da. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Can you tell what it is yet? No. Okay. So, da, da, da. Can you guess what it is yet? No. Okay. What's it looking like now? I'll give you a clue. There's me in the front. And you guess what it is? That's right, it's a white van. And inside this van, kiddies, there are lots of sweets. That's right. And that door opens, okay, and then you jump in. So, and then we go really fast, don't we? All right, kiddies. So you look out for this van, and we're going to have great fun.
I can't tell what it is, yeah. Well, that's just about time, but let us not depart until we get out more irritations with the Devil's Advocate. They say that if you put 100 chimps at a typewriter, then eventually they will type out the complete works of Shakespeare. I wanted to put this to the test. So seeing as my cat likes to tap dance on my laptop, I thought I would give it a go. And these were the results.
La la ah z ah oh really oh yeah. Thank you for watching the Charlie Marx Show. Please remember to like, subscribe, visit me at thecharliemarx.co.uk and buy me a winning lottery ticket. And remember, if you're not watching the Charlie Marx Show,